Hello everyone. Today I want to show you how 3.0 auto processing works. Press, as before, the F2 button. Then choose a photo. I took the same photo that I processed a year ago in Auto Processing 2.0. It's the same here. Crop the photo. And press F3. Everything, the photo was cropped, the CB layer appeared, it's just called here. We still had this at the opening. So, well, first I'll show you the 2x4 scheme. Somewhere it works better. Next, we need an eraser to correct the places where we have blurred oil. This is done with an opacity of 50%, rigidity at 0. Well, we return the details. That's it, we worked with an eraser. Now we need to glue these two layers together. To do this, we have a button to combine a layer with oil and without a new layer. And it is written now it is possible to make corrections. So, in that form we had only just amendments, and now we also have point amendments. So, as before, we need to bring black shades to black and white to white. We have some updates. Some of our amendments started to work better and that's why I put them in the foreground. That is, to bring white to white, we need to click this action. To bring the black shades, you can click here to emphasize with black. That's it, this photo can already be burned out. Here I would still lighten the face. To do this, I use point corrections so as not to highlight the whole picture, but only the place that we need to highlight. In exact corrections, you can watch the flow corrections separately in a detailed video. Here I will run like this only very quickly. The exact corrections we have work on the principle of launched, deleted where necessary. So we have such an action lightening shadows under the eyebrows. In fact, it highlights not only the shadows under the eyebrows, but also all shadows in general. I just called it that, because we have the most basic problem in the photos. This is when the sun shines from above, the brow ridges create shadows on our eyes, and when burned out they generally turn into bruises. I'm launching this action. It says here I removed the shadow under my eyebrows with an eraser. But we don't just have shadows under our eyebrows here. That is, you can lighten it easily and quickly. That's it, now the picture is ready for saving. You can save it. And 4 is vertical, because I took it under the A format. The difference here is that we will immediately save the source of this file. It will be called the source point of the PSD. Click. That's it. We have the photo saved in the folder for processing. You can put all this here all ready to burn out. And now we have opened the source code. Why is it saved? Let's say you wrote a greeting and saved a photo. In Auto Processing 2.0, you do not save the source code. You just keep the photo ready for burning and, let's say, you have a typo there. To correct this typo, you will need to reprocess the photo. This is certainly not long, but at the same time it takes. It's a shame. Therefore, the file is open. Open the source code and process the photo further. So that the source code is not resaved, take these two files and throw them somewhere, move or rename. Because the BMP point is ready to be resaved and the source code will also be resaved. Then we save the photo. Then it was possible to burn out a fragment in the 2.0 auto-processing, and it can still be burned out, but we still have such updates. That is, you can make an adjustment for burning. This is done after saving, so I'll save it again. I'm getting closer with the help of the pressed Alt button and the wheel. So, I select a fragment. So, about the burnout adjustments. Why are they needed at all? Well, it often happens that we have all tried, done, burned on the machine, and our face is white, no shadows. Although there are shadows in the photo, but there are none when burning out. That is, you can select a fragment and click here to save fragments. That's it, we have 5 fragments preserved, and they are darkened by exposure. We burn out fragments. Let's say we liked -60. We go back to Photoshop, click -60. The photo is getting dark and here we click Save Adjusted for burning. We go back to the folder and here we have the point of the BMP adjusted for burning out. That is, we have such a photo now for burning out and such. So, let's go further. We go further. So, now I will close this picture. I'll press F2, reopen the photo and show you Scheme 3. To do this, I crop the photo again through the proportions. The F3 button and then I press Shift F4, this is the same as Scheme 4, only the white shades will immediately reach white, the dark ones will reach dark. Plus, we will have a layer for corrections and we will not need to remove anything already with an eraser. That is, he is like this. The only thing we need to do is lighten the face. Here the background is light, so we have a dark person in the photo. So we go back to the point correction. We take this action again. Here it is written further with an eraser shadow. So here you can adjust the opacity. We take an eraser of a convenient size and remove it where necessary. And our picture is brightening. Then you can click again. We have a shadow left just under the eyebrows. This is what this action was created for. That's it, and you can save the photo. So, saving a 4 is vertical. Now I will rename this file. I will call scheme 2 ready, and here I will save and get a new file ready. That is, here is the new file ready. And here is scheme 2. That is, autoprocessing 3.0 versus autoprocessing 2.0. The action is minimal, well, the clarity is better. I would also remove these bags under the eyes. This is also done very quickly. It's done like this. A new layer is created, a brush is taken, I click with the Alt so I put a smaller opacity, I also put a smaller size and just paint over the top. That's all I keep. That is, here and here. If you get the hang of it, you can process photos very quickly. So then we have scheme 3 plus background removal. I close the file again, press the F2 button, select a photo, and now I'm not pressing shifts at 4, but pressing F8. I have a button attached. That's it. I open a photo without a background. A photo without a background can be downloaded from the repair.bg website. You need to go there, upload a photo. It removes the background and gives us a photo without a background. Then it says here we correct the gray layer with the finger tool and run the action. Click here after changing the gray layer. Press stop. That is, here we have a gray layer, here we have a finger. Here we may have some inaccuracies after the .bg rems, so we are correcting them. That's it. Now it is possible at this stage it is possible to make corrections, it is possible to do it later. In principle, it's not scary. So, we find a folder for the background. There is such a click here after changing the gray layer. Click. That's it, we have a contour with an amendment and such a hint is displayed. At this stage, we determine the size of the photo. Select the rectangular area tool. We set the style of a given proportion. Here is a cheat sheet on formats. Then press F3 and crop the photo. If necessary, use the action and expand the boundaries of the photo. Continue. Here, there are times when they take off a screenshot. I do not recommend processing screenshots, because a person may not look like himself after Rimini. And in such screenshots we always have such a narrow photo. They always want a person to be full length, but we can't, because our photo is so narrow. well, or a square photo can be. To do this, there is an extension of the boundaries of photography. Click. Here again, a hint for cropping the photo is displayed. Continue. That's it, we highlight it. And crop the photo. I press F3. So, the photo was cropped. Now, at this stage, after cropping the photo, we can hide the gray layer, take a layer for corrections, get closer, find a point correction that highlights the shadows. We are still highlighting. You cannot be afraid to miss, especially do not spoil anything like that. So then you can click again. That's so well and bags under the eyes. I take the brush, I take the pipette with the viola. 25% is my brush. That's how I do it. That's it. Then I turn on the gray layer and move on to the action for the background. Then you can click the white background with a swipe. Well, here we will have a light gray background, and a white vignette will be in the neighborhood. Then we can throw such an artistic vignette. Here we have a hint. Attention. The frame may not reach the corners. She didn't reach the corners. Continue the counterattacks. With the help of the viola, I bring it to the corner. That's it. If this vignette gets in my way somewhere, I can wipe it with an eraser. Well, that's it, the picture is ready. So, save a 4 vertical and it will be saved in the folder for processing. So, next. Next I want to replace the background. We have such an action. So, replace the background. I'm launching it. Next, we will need to choose some kind of picture, preferably in good quality or improved through Rimini or Topaz. Here we open the picture. It is immediately processed according to the third scheme. And is inserted into the first document. That is, here we have this file here. There's a hint here. The fact that with the help of Counter T you can change the size. And you can expand the border using the keyboard shortcut Shift F3. Shift F3. And now we move the photo. Not a photo, but this background. Where we will look. And we can crop again. Under the format, for example, a 4. So, we all singled out. Now press the F3 button. F3 is cropping the photo. So, now we have a little lost in the background of people. Here there is a highlight on the background of everything and there is such a selection. You can use the EF from X to make it dark, if the photo is, for example, light. Here, well, you can become light. Here, in principle, everything is based on the background. So, let's go back. Let's go back. So, I will make an extension of the border. I'll cut the photo back like this F3. So, I'll turn it all off here. So. White background with a vignette, so we need to turn on the gray background yet. This is the best. Again in 2 I will open the photo, so we need to change the background. I click on the photo and open the photo. Stop. Quickly with your finger. This does not mean that you need to run all the photos like this through all the schemes. Somewhere to change the background, somewhere not to change. That is, if the task is to change the background, then we change the background. I'm just showing all the possibilities. So, next we need to click here after changing the gray layer to continue. Next, expanding the boundaries of photography, continue. Then I crop the photo. That's how I press at 3. Then I hide this layer, make corrections. Lightning. So, then I turn the gray layer back on. So, I click on the white background with a vignette. And we move on to action games. We have a photo analysis. We can use this analysis to see if we have white shades and black shades. That is, FFFF and 0000, that is, we have reached the blackest shades to black and white shades to white. This can be done in conjunction with Scheme 2. Do not look with a pipette where we have the blackest pixels, where we have the whitest pixel, but you can just click here to start the analysis. To do this, I will first press the Contour Shift keyboard shortcut and launch this action. We have red, we have blue. That is, red is our whitest. Blue is our blackest color. That is, everything is fine according to this photo. I click clear the result and everything is fine with us. That is, this is what we need for this photo analysis. I showed the corrections in the auto processing 2.0. So, the exact correction showed just now. You will be able to see the flow corrections of the video in more detail. I will leave the link either in the description, or it will be attached somewhere in the corner. So, the inscription. The inscription is an old inscription. The button in the middle has only been added here. Click the text. The text appears. Select the font. Then we change it. He does not merge with us either on a black background or on a white background. Then while I'm typing, I can change its size by holding down the outline button. Then I can align it at any level, at any height. And we have an updated inscription. Here we click Add Text. The text appears here. Choosing a style. Also choose the font. And you can also align in the middle. Text along the contour. That's why I removed the background. That is, this is what it looks like when our background is so gray. If we have removed the background, that is, we have an outline corrected here, we can click here. Contour around people for old Photoshop. If you have a new Photoshop, you can click here. Well, I'll take this action and run it. We have a contour. We take the horizontal text tool, make the alignment on the left edge and click further using the up-down key. I can change the size. Then I can still go to the inscription folder and select some font. No. I can't choose the font here. I can choose the style. Either that, or that. And I can choose the font by highlighting the entire text of the counter. By clicking here and the up and down keys, I can select the text. To delete, I select all the text and delete. Counter to the space counter to the space counter to well, the text around the person turns out. You can reduce the font so that the letters do not bend so much on turns. Here you can loosen the outline. Well, you can write all sorts of congratulations. So the following is our vignette. I showed the vignette. The frames here are one frame catch of like the famous gum. So if it has not reached the corners here, we also bring the contour T to the corner. It says here top up with an eraser to see the image. We take the eraser and delete it to see the image. It was the very first order I had to make in this style. So if hearts get in the way, they are also deleted by the way, so as not to delete them, you can just make a lower picture. That's it. Here we take the text. We change this text, put an ellipsis and write so and so, so and so. That's love, and so on. So, let's get me back to my place. So, calendars. You can make a calendar out of a photo. You can download a calendar by month. We have a calendar folder. All months are uploaded there. To reduce the size of these months, we take the calendar, press the Ctrl T with the Alt we reduce. That's it, we're getting closer. And we arrange the calendar. Here, of course, it is desirable to choose March here, then April, May, June, and so on. And we delete it all. You can load 2 columns and 2 rows. The same thing, everything is the same. So, here again, Ctrl T. If we hold down the Alt button, we have a decrease from the middle. Well, here we customize and apply. Then I take the first line. So we got the second one. I take the first one, let the second one go down. Well, you can make a calendar quickly and easily. We are closing this. So we have format A here in this range here, not only for formats A4, but for all formats A, what is written here, and 3 is for all formats 30 by 40. So, we have a vertical photo. I can make a calendar either left or right, for example. So we have a vertical one, I'll do it on the right. So we have a calendar in this folder. So, if something does not appear, then you are on the wrong layer. So it basically works fine. Here we have a picture that has become horizontal. If we had a picture that was initially horizontal, we could apply it from above or from below. That's it. This is a calendar on a calendar. So you can indefinitely make Ctrl-Z calendars. I add these calendars about a month or 2 before the new year. In the auto processing group. So, the dials. You can make a watch. I added another dial. Now the 6th. The 7th is for formats A, the 6th is for horizontal, the 7th is for vertical. Here he says that it is necessary to change the size. This calendar will not give us rest. Continue. So once again, I was in a hurry to continue something. Counter T and bring it to the corners. That's it. A hole is drilled here, a clock mechanism is installed. It is desirable that the arrows are white, because it is not visible on a black background. Well, let's run through the dials. The fourth one is like this. The time of the best dad in the world. Fifth. Continue the time of the best mom in the world. Then our 100 is horizontal for formats A, the 7th for vertical. The 8th is just a round dial. Like this. And the 9th. No matter how long, the main thing is that we are together. I'll delete it all from here now. So, I'll delete this too. So, imitation plywood. We have format A4 vertical. There are also other formats here. It is our plywood that should be treated with soda, and the approximate burning time is about 3 or 4 hours. Well, 3.5 hours for format A4. Naturally, if you remove the background, you will burn out faster. Somewhere, probably 3 hours, and can be saved immediately for the client. Then we have a contact and a logo. Imagine that we have it, we did not process the photo, but took a picture of the finished work, opened it in Photoshop. And to quickly throw a phone number, we can use contacts. That's it, and quickly insert your phone number. And from here we can still save. Save for the client. It is saved here. Next. I'm turning everything off. Next we have modular paintings. Before using modular paintings, we need to go to the modular paintings folder and see that they are empty. That's it, they're empty. So, modular paintings. Select the number of fragments. Let's say I divide the picture into 9 fragments. If we write here, for example, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, then we will also have all fragments of a format. I click OK. Now they are saved in the folder Not Yet Ready Modules of the Image folder. They are in RGB mode. Their size is arbitrary now. There is no frame. There is no black frame here. That is, we will not see where we can cut with a jigsaw and we need to redo it. That is, we choose the size. There should be one check mark in this range. Here is the format A4. Add a frame around the fragment. That's just the same frame, which adds 2 or 3 millimeters of black frame, on which we can cut off smoothly and then connect everything. So, click Redo and Save. Everything is redone and saved in the folder ready for burning. That is, a black frame already appears around each fragment. All these fragments can be set to burn. They will be 2 to 3 millimeters larger than format A4. That is, if you cut it exactly, then everything will come together perfectly. After we have worked, we delete these fragments from here, move them so that next time we have empty folders. And here we do the same. To remove the grid, click Ctrl Z. Here, too, we have released an arbitrary form update. That is, you can make modules in any form, even in the form of fish, even in the form of an asterisk. It will also be possible to watch a video about updating the modular picture in more detail. So, folder 9 is our settings folder. I showed you the correction for burning out. I showed you the saving too. So, additional tools. Here, turn clockwise by 90 degrees, mirror the photo vertically. This is convenient when all sorts of stencils are cut or, for example, engraved on glass. It is necessary to turn over the glass somewhere. Photo inversion can be done. Black will become white, white will become black. And it's ready to open. The BMP in the RGB is no longer relevant to us in principle, because we have a source file for the PSD. So, that's it. That's all, it's auto-processing 3.0. Thank you all for watching.